I'll say anything to get you defensive. Because you walk around so associated as this ego, and you think that's not who you are. You think you're something that has an ego. No, I'm sorry. You are the ego. You're so associated with it that when you talk to me the way an ego would talk to me. My job is to help you see that that's what you're doing. Your job, according to you, is to get pissed off about it. And that's the way it always plays out with somebody who's trying to help you see what you don't want to see, or what you're hiding, or what you're embarrassed about. What you wouldn't want to be made public. Is there something about you that you wouldn't want to be made public? Are there things that you know about yourself you wouldn't want anybody to know? Do you know things about you that you don't want anybody to know? Like thoughts that you've had or things that you've done? Hello? You have private thoughts? Well, if anybody said no, tell me one of those things that you think that, that's not very pleasant about you, that you wouldn't mind everybody knowing about. Since you said, no, I don't mind. Did anybody here, raise your hand if you said, no, I don't mind. Well, that took care of that, didn't it? So we know that there's a protective thing going on in there somewhere, right? There's some kind of a protection going on in there.
Absolutely, totally right.
Hello?
Yes.
Guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's not freedom. That's not spirit. That's not love. That is not something that's in communication with God. God didn't create anything that needs to be protected. Because everything that God created is the same thing. One creation. There's only one creation. There's not a lot of creations. There's only one. So what would you be protected from? And what would you have to be to need to be protected? If that's not a part of creation, what would you be to need to be protected? Jesus calls that nothing. What you think you are, Jesus calls that nothing.
Thank you.
He says, nothing real is threatened. Nothing unreal exists. So you must be nothing when you're threatened. And only something threatened needs to defend itself. So when you defend yourself, your real self is not part of your awareness. So that is what we call the ego. Do you understand what I'm helping you look at? Do you understand what I'm helping you look at?
Yes.
It's a false self that defends itself. It's not the real you. So your willingness to do that is your willingness to not know God. And Jesus says the willingness to not know God is an attack upon God. How do you like that? How do you like realizing you're attacking your God? You don't want to admit that, do you? Right? You don't, do you? Like, you don't go through the day going, oh shit, I attacked God again. Right? You don't, but you don't, honestly speaking, right? You don't admit that to yourself. You know what I was doing today? I fell for it again.
I do that.
You just, it's just like, you know. But do you understand how helpful that would be to you if you were to realize that that's what you're doing? Because I bet at some point you'd stop.
Yeah.
Because that's not the kind of relationship you want to have with your Creator. You want one that is full of love between the two of you. Until there's so much love there that there's not two of you. Hello?
Yeah, precies.
Now, I you know, to me, what I've just got done saying to you is very confrontational.
Yeah.
You know, confrontational? Hello?
Yes.
What I teach is very confrontational to the ego. Not to you, but to the ego. But if you think it was confrontational to you, then you think you are the ego. That's why I say, you're not something that has an ego. You are the ego. And you need to find the true you. Because until you do, you're attacking your Creator. What do you mean I'm attacking my Creator? Well, it's not the will of your Creator to be separate. And while you insist on being separate, that is an attack upon your Creator because it's not your Creator's will.
Yeah, right.